James 1 verses 2 and 3. Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy, for you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow.
Welcome back to my channel. What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppington? Welcome back to today's vlog. It's actually going to be a makeup tutorial. I hope all of my beauty and brain double majors are excited. Haven't done like a beauty video on my channel in a while, but I figured that it would be okay for Vlogmas. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my everyday makeup routine for school. This is basically what I do like every day when I'm going to class. It's quick and it's easy. I'm going to show you guys all the products that I use, and yeah, so without further ado, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brelynn. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, ring the bell the way you don't miss a notification from me, and follow me on my social media. Let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start off by doing our eyebrows. To get a soft, natural, and quick look, I like to use my Black Radiance contour palette. It is obviously, as you can see, very old and loved, just to fill in my brows. It's just like a perfect light brown color, and it doesn't make my brows too dark or too harsh. So I'll just go ahead, brush them out, fill them in, and then I'll use some concealer to define them and clean them up. To conceal my brows, I like to use this concealer from CoverGirl. It is called their True Blend Undercover Concealer. Now this concealer is very, very dry, but that's what makes it perfect. That's kind of what makes this whole routine perfect for my everyday look, is that it's not too dewy. It's kind of like dry and self-setting, so you don't have to add a lot of product over top of it. It'll kind of just like last all day on its own. So I use the shade D100 Golden Caramel around my eyebrows as well as on my lids to prime. Okay, now as you can see, this concealer is very full coverage. I personally have like discolored lids, so I like to blink mine out. I feel like it makes my face look really fresh and clean and put together, and kind of like I have more makeup on than I really do. So this is the first step. Next thing, we're gonna hop right into foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face. The primer really varies depending on how I feel that day. Today I'm gonna use the CoverGirl True Blend Base Business. This is the skin primer with Kaolin Clay. I have dry skin, but I usually like to use a mattifying primer to make sure that my makeup stays on throughout the day. So I will apply this to my nose area, my smile lines, and also my forehead, basically my T-zone where I get oily, and then I'll distribute the rest of it to the outsides of my face. Okay, next up is foundation application. I'm basically just gonna put on a quick layer of foundation. Now I have a few different foundations that are my go-tos. When I'm doing my makeup every day for school, I usually like to use drugstore products because it's kind of like, you know, it's only gonna be on for a couple of hours. Not I will use up my good products every single day, and I'm usually not doing anything too special, but I want to have a little bit of makeup on my face. And there are 3 different drugstore foundations that I will use. The first is the Maybelline Full Coverage Super Stay. Again, ignore all of my bottles. Like I said, I use this every single day. I'm in the shade 356 Warm Coconut. I don't think this is the perfect shade for me. It's a little bit too warm. It ends up looking kind of like orange on my face, but it'll end up kind of like settling in. The reason why I like this one is because it's a very dry and matte foundation, and so I don't have to set it as much as I normally would. My favorite drugstore foundation that I like to wear is by L'Oreal, a True Match Super Blendable Makeup. I'm in the shade N8 Neutral. The reason why I don't use this one a lot is because even though it's 1 ounce, it's like this one, I feel like I use more because of the bottle. I want to try and get the True Match foundation that's also in a pump and try it out. I love the color and the coverage on this one, but I love how matte this one is and that it's in a pump. If you do like a matte foundation but you don't need as much coverage, coverage, my next one is a great option. This is the CoverGirl Full Spectrum All Day Shine Free Foundation. It looks like this. They have a lot of different shades for this foundation. I actually received this in PR. I feel super fancy to say that. I'm in the shade FS410 Deep Golden. This one doesn't have as much coverage, but it is very inexpensive, and again, it pairs well with the concealer, so it'll make your face really matte, which I like for an everyday basis because you can add glow to it, but it'll usually set itself. I was gonna do the same look, but not for school, and I wanted to use more of a higher end foundation. My go-to would probably be the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm in the shade Kai, and I really like the coverage and just the finish of this one. I probably would have to set it a little bit more, so I also recommend this foundation if you want to do the same type of look and you don't mind using a higher end foundation. For today, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline foundation because again, this is what I will normally use on an everyday basis, and to apply it, I will use my Sonia Kashuk Beauty Blender. So here you can see I'm now left with a nice blank flat surface looking like a pancake, but now all I have to do is set it and basically bring dimension back to my face in as few steps as possible. So I'm going to start off by setting my eyes because as you guys can kind of see here, my eyes will start to blend back. So I'll make sure that my eyes are blended out, and then once again I have a couple different options. I like to play with different products, so just sharing all of them with you guys today. So there are two main products that I will use for this step. I decided the lighting looks better right here. So the two main products that I will use to set my eyes are Black Radiance True Complexion Soft Focus Finishing Powder. This is in the shade 9201 Golden Almond Finish. You guys can see here that I've hit pan. I've had this for a very, very long time. This is actually a really good drugstore powder, especially for dark-skinned women. The second one is again by CoverGirl. They sent me their entire line, and I do feel like it all works together good. That's why I kind of have all of these to show. The powder foundation that goes along with this line is called the Matte Ambition All Day Powder, and this is in the shade Medium Neutral. So what I will do is take a little bit of powder on a flat brush like this, and then I will just set my lid from lash line all the way to my brow, making sure I especially get any areas where the concealer or the foundation have rubbed off. I also make sure to kind of get underneath my eye right here. It's a quick way to set with the powder. Make sure that I don't have any creasing in my under eyes. Okay, then the next step is to contour the eyes, if that makes any sense. And that just means to put like a darker bronzy shade in my lids. That way I do have some depth to them. Again, I have two options. The first one is from Black Radiance. I really have two favorite brands when it comes to drugstore on the go makeup. That's Black Radiance and CoverGirl. I just realized that. So my Black Radiance option here, this is Tried and True. This is the True Complex Contour Palette. Mine is in medium to dark. Listen, okay, I've had this thing for a minute. I have another one, but I'm still trying to wait and finish this one out. I mainly use this middle sculpt shade here, but I will go back and forth between sculpt and contour, basically to give my eye some contour. Again, another option is from CoverGirl. This is from their Queen collection. This is called the Brown Bronze Powder. I got this on accident because I used to love the Ebony bronzer. This one is a little bit lighter. It also has a little bit of shimmer to it, but it doesn't show up that much on the eyes. It really just gives a nice bit of dimension. Never really done one side by side to see like which eye I like more. I just kind of do it based off of how I'm feeling that day, and I will use a very big and fluffy brush like this. On my right eye over here, I'm going to use the CoverGirl powder. I basically just look down and focus this on my crease, and I also bring this down the bridge of my nose just so that it has, again, a little bit of shadow to it. And I will continue to do this and build this up until basically I see it. I will also use it on the lower lash line. I don't know if you guys can tell a big difference, but this is one with the contour and this is one without it. So I'm going to use my Black Radiance powder, and I can usually go a little bit darker with this one because it does have the sculpt and the contour shade. So you'll probably see a little bit of a difference on this side. And you guys can see that I'm not being very neat with it. I'm literally just slapping it in my crease and down the bridge of my nose, and that's why I'm able to do this so fast, because it doesn't take any precision. It really doesn't even take you looking in the mirror. Like, I could probably do this look, except for my eyebrows, without looking in the mirror if I really needed to. Y'all, I literally almost forgot the next step, which is to conceal. And this is where I really play around and I have a lot of fun with. I feel like the best long-lasting combo is, again, from CoverGirl. It's the same concealer that I used earlier, but it is in a lighter shade. This one is T300 warm honey. When I apply this underneath my eyes, you guys can see the coverage here. This is basically like a drugstore version of Shape Tape. If you have really dry under eyes, I don't recommend it. I have dry skin, but underneath my eyes are not that dry, so I'm able to get away with this. It's really nice because you don't have to add a lot of powder afterwards to set it, because it basically sets itself. You guys can see how the rest of my face is basically already matte out. So I'm going to use my beauty blender and pounce this out, while I also talk about some other options that I like. I also like to use the ColourPop No Filter Concealer for this step. That one has great coverage and it's also pretty hydrating. I also like to use the Maybelline Instant Rewind Concealer. This one is really nice now that they have extended their shades. It's hydrating and it has great coverage. Also, another drugstore favorite of mine is by Makeup Revolution. This is their supersized version of their Conceal and Define Concealer. This also comes in a lot of shades and is very similar to Shape Tape. There are a few other concealers that I will swap out with, but those are basically my favorite ones for everyday under eye concealer. Now, if you're not into concealer, you can definitely do this routine without under eye concealer and it'll look really, really natural. I have done that before, but I personally really like the under eye conceal look. I think it just makes you look alive and awake, so I would recommend it, but you can definitely skip this step if you would like. Okay, now that my under eyes are nice and bright, it is time to set them. Once again, I have 3 different options that I can use for this step. The first one is another drugstore option. This is from Black Opal. This is called their Invisible Oil Blocking Press Powder, and it looks like this. It's really nice because it kind of has like a neutral base to it, and I use this just like how I would to bake or set my under eyes with a loose powder, but by using a pressed invisible or blotting or banana powder, it makes this step a lot faster. I can also accomplish the same look with my Iman Luxury Translucent Powder. This one looks like this. I've had this for a very long time. This is also really good for women with darker skin tones. If you do have a little bit of extra money to splurge, I randomly have this product from a MAC collection. I got it because I used to love collecting MAC special edition collection items. Only recently have I found the perfect way to use this. This is the Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder. This is what it looks like on the inside. Of course, the packaging is from a special collection, but you can still buy the same. But there is a Prep and Prime Translucent Powder, a part of their original normal collection. It'll come in like a black case similar to this. You guys can see that the tones of all of these products are very different actually, but they all give me the same look. So today I'm going to use Black Opal because this is what I will normally go to, again, especially if I'm going for like that quick drugstore look. And I will just look up and quickly set underneath my eyes like this. Also, sometimes I do my eyes after my face. Sometimes I do my eyes after my face. Sometimes I do my eyes after my face, and if that is the case, I will also use this powder and go over my eyes. It really just depends on, I don't know, on how I'm feeling, but I think that most of the time I usually will do my eyes first, just because I'm used to doing eyeshadow, and that's the order that I'll do my makeup when I have eyeshadow on. Next, we're gonna go back and bring some dimension to the face. I will use the same contour powders that I use on my eyes. We're gonna go back to the Black Radiance contour powder. I'm gonna use this Morphe M527 brush that I told you guys about and literally swirl them into both of these shades. And then I'm gonna hit it right here on my cheekbones. And I like to make this face right here. That way I can see where my cheekbones are and it'll help to define them. I also go ahead and go around my hairline. Of course, you do the other cheek. And I make sure to blend right here in this area where the concealer ends. That's how you make sure to get a very nice, flawless blend. Don't forget to get around your jawline. Again, if you wanna take this powder, go down your nose, you can. You can even take it across your nose here to look really bronzy. Sometimes I like that look. Again, this is the stuff that I can do really fast. Like when I do my makeup, I'm literally just like, And the more you do this, sometimes you already have product on your brush. You don't even have to go back and forth that much. Yeah, this right here is perfect for me. If you are a blush girl, this would be the time to put on blush. I think that blush can look really good with this look, but it's also really kind of natural when you don't do it. So we're basically gonna finish off by putting a little bit of eyeliner in the waterline. This is by L'Oreal Luminous Smoldering Eyeliner. By the way, I'm gonna leave the links to everything that I'm using in the description box down below because it is all really affordable. So you can probably just like make a big order on Ulta. You can skip that step if you want to, or you can go in with a white or like nude eyeliner. It completely depends on what look you're going for. Next up, we're going in with mascara. I'm still working on my Girl mascara from Too Faced, but on a normal drugstore basis, I will definitely be going back to my Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. Actually, what I normally do is after I finish doing my top lashes, then I will go in and spray my face with setting spray, and then I will highlight, and then I will do my lower lashes. I don't like to spray right after I do my lower lashes, or else it'll basically seep down into my lower eyelid. So I'm gonna do those next steps. Also, something that I do, which just varies on the day depending how I'm feeling, is I'll kind of like double up my highlighters. I have a lot of different highlighters, especially from the drugstore. About 50% of the time, I'll go in with this Candyman Super Shock Cheek thing, and I will use a stipple brush like this. Usually my hair is still wrapped during this part, so I'm going to be very careful when doing this spray. Yes, I'm basically going to spray my face. I still really love the smell of this stuff. And I'll have a link down below. The super affordable brush from e.l.f. This is their stippling brush. And then I will hit the high points of my cheeks, going in the C section right here, which is really nice when the light hits it. If you're the kind of person who likes more of a subtle highlight, definitely just leave it at this step right here. I also make sure that I get my brow bone. Sometimes I'll take a smaller brush and I will put it in my inner corner, again just depending on how I'm feeling, but I will always get the tip of my nose and of course my cheekbones. Then I'll go over that with a powder highlight. Again, it really just depends on how I'm feeling for the day, but my favorite go-to is actually from MAC. It's their Patrick Star highlighter in Baby It's Gold Outside. This looks really pretty and effortless. I normally check out my highlights when I'm doing my vlogs, and whenever I wear this highlight, I feel like it really blends into the skin and looks really, really natural. If you want more of a boom pow highlighter, you can definitely use this one from Maybelline Master Chrome. Wet n Wild also has a really nice highlighter. This is their highlighting Mega Glow highlighting powders, and also CoverGirl has some similar highlighters that looks like this. These are their True Blend Super Stunners. Once I've applied my highlighter, I will go back into my overall face powder with just a large brush like this. I'll make sure that it's blended out, as well as setting the rest of my face. And I get underneath my eyes just to make sure that this color matches the rest of my face. It's a very light dust, not really adding a lot of product, but really just making sure that everything is blended and set in. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna finish off with a lip. This, you guys, I don't know why more people are not talking about it. It is my tried and true, the perfect go-to everyday lip. The Lip Vibe lipsticks from Almay. My favorite is in the shade Call Out, and it is cream. Guys, look at how beautifully this applies. Literally my favorite. It's not too shiny, but it'll still give your lips a little bit of moisture to it. And because of the color, you can wear this with anything. But I will also wear this same makeup look with a red lip, a maroon lip, a pink lip, an orange lip, a purple lip. I literally will wear this with anything. That's what's so great about wearing such a neutral look. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A little bit of a makeup Monday. I don't even know if this video is going up on a Monday, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. That way you don't miss a notification from me. I'm gonna leave my post notification shout out right here on the screen. If you want one of these, subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and then comment down below, post notification gang, with your @name or a nice comment, and I may shout you out in the next video. Make sure you live each day to the fullest, because you only live once, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.